Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rosie. I will be going over my budget today for the week of April 7th through April 13th. And I know that that's a Tuesday through a Monday, but I do gig economy work at the moment while the coronavirus is going on. So my payout usually hits my account on a Tuesday, and that's the day that I stuff my cash envelopes. I'm just going to get into this really quickly. It's a way to keep myself motivated, especially with everything that's going on with the coronavirus. A little bit about my background. I am a certified massage or licensed massage therapist. I am also a vet, so I do receive a disability check, as well as when I am normally working, I will have massage income, as well as I own a few businesses. I'm what they call a serial entrepreneur, so I do own a few businesses that bring in money as well. And I love to work the gig economy, and I love working my own businesses because I do have four children. I do have three children that I sit there and I take care of, and it allows me to be flexible with their schedules as well as with mine, and it allows me to be flexible with my clients when it comes to massages or when it comes to my other businesses. So I will get straight into this so that I can get this out of the way. If you hear any noise, my children are in the room. Just they're not too happy to have to be quiet. I normally do these at night, but I went to the bank and got the money out, so they're gonna have to just be quiet right now. And so I make my own pages for my budget binder, just because I needed something that is a little bit more tailored to me. So I'm going to actually zoom you in on this so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so like I said, today is April 7th, and I received my pay from last week, which was the week of March 30th through April 5th. But because of the fact that the payout didn't go into my account until the 7th, I don't do my weeks Sunday through Monday. I do my weeks Monday through Sunday. Okay, sorry about that. So on normally with the DoorDash and Uber Eats, Postmates, Grubhub, all of those, the payout is on Monday after 5 a.m. and then it will hit your account usually between Tuesday and Wednesday. So with that being said, I worked for them from March 30th through actually the morning of April 6th. But I usually try to not go over midnight on a Sunday into a Monday, just so that there's no confusion when I'm calculating everything. So I worked last week from March 30th to April 5th. And then, of course, I start back working again on April 6th, but after 5 a.m. So the cash out was already zeroed out, and then I was able to start all over again. And then, of course, like I said, cash out for the gig economy work when you're doing those type of things, it's on a Monday after 5 a.m. And what happens then is that the money goes into your account, and then of course it takes your account however many days it takes it for it to process. My money hits my account by Tuesday, at the latest Wednesday, depending on which bank I switch it to. So right now I get my money on Tuesdays, and so I am going to be budgeting for. We're gonna be budgeting for April 7th through April 16th. April 13th. Ooh. And that's pretty much Tuesday to Monday. And it just works for me that way. That's kind of ugly the way I wrote that, but whatever. So, as you can see in my paper, I have my gig economy work, my online, other, and rollover. So for rollover, I whatever is left over in my account, I always just sit there and use it for the next time. And my rollover, I'm going to switch to a blue pen. My rollover is going to be $6.20. And what I made from both my DoorDash last week and Uber Eats, as well as cash tips, was $242.92. That's pretty low. I only worked 2.5 days because of the fact that I just decided to go back out there and do a little bit of driving. Let me zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Normally, I can make more than that, and you'll see in the coming weeks that you can make more than that. It's just that DoorDash, you have to sign up for shifts, so I signed up for the shifts I could find. And then, in between the shifts and stuff, I went grocery shopping and stuff like that. So for my online, I have no online income and I have no other income. Other income would probably be including like child support if I ever get that in, or like a tax payment that came in that was not expected or something like that. And then my online income is just pretty much my businesses. So my normal envelopes that I deal with are going to be gas, groceries, laundry, personal, Yaya, which is my daughter, Freddie, and Big Boy are my sons, household, hair and beauty, mailbox. I have a mailbox that I send all my mail to at the UPS store. So then I pay for that every 3 months. And I'm thinking about switching to every 6 months to every year. So I'm just weighing my options right now. Then miscellaneous, dining out, family fun, and date night. And so out of all of these right here, I'm sorry, I didn't even calculate this for you guys to see what the complete total is. The complete total is going to be $249.12. And so out of this, I'm going to only use $247. And that will leave a rollover for next week of $2.12. So, because that's what I wanted to do, I do have a sheet where I break down exactly what I do. So the first thing I always do is I take out my taxes. So over here, you will notice that I have a section just for taxes. And the reason why I take out my taxes first is because then it allows me to see exactly what I have that I can put into my cash envelopes. If you do not know, with the gig economy work, they pay you directly, but they do not pay your taxes for you. You're considered an independent contractor, so you get a 1099, your 1099 income. And with that being said, a lot of people don't understand that you do need to pay taxes out of that money, and it kind of messes some people up during tax time. For me, I calculate my IRS taxes at about 30%, and then I calculate my federal taxes at about 30%, and then my state taxes, I calculate those at about 5.5% for my state. So, with that being said, we are looking at $73 going to the IRS. And then we are looking at $14 going to the state. So $73 to federal and $14 to state. And so now knowing that, I know that I can now come up here, subtract that, of course, from the 247, and then I can use the rest of that to stuff my envelopes. Now, due to the coronavirus, I am not having to do as much as I normally would have to do with the rest of my cash envelopes. So I will only be stuffing my gas, my groceries, my personal, Yaya, Freddie, and Big Boy. I do not need to stuff my laundry envelope this week, only due to the fact that with the laundry envelope, I just did like a mass haul of laundry last week. I will also be getting a washer and dryer soon in my home, which will help alleviate some of my laundry expenses, because right now I do go to the laundromat to do my laundry. I will still have the laundry envelope because due to the fact that my children are pretty active, I wash clothes consistently all the time. So I have to have a separate envelope that is just for buying stuff for the laundry. And plus I still have large comforters and stuff that I do take to the laundromat to wash them. Okay, so for gas, normally I calculate about 60. So I'm doing between 60 and 80. So I'm doing 60 just because I haven't been driving as actively as I always do. And then for groceries, I'm actually doing 60 again. Um, I did a at the beginning of the month, end of last month, I did a big haul on my groceries. So I just need to maintain the small things. Like I said, laundry gets nothing. Then personal's gonna get 20. I really don't know if I will use it, but I'm still gonna have it there. Yaya, which is my daughter, is gonna get 10. And then both of the boys are gonna get 5. And everything else is just gonna be totaled out. So, like I said, normally for everything that I do a set amount. And I think what I'll do next week is I'll write down what the set amount is supposed to be and what I'm actually going to be budgeting for that week. Just because it kind of gives you guys a good guideline for me, or good baseline for me of what I normally would put into my cash envelopes. I don't feel like I put a lot into my cash envelopes, but at the same time, these are the cash envelopes I have and then the sinking funds I have. So I normally have like a lot going in throughout the week to all of those things. And speaking of sinking funds, I'm not doing anything for the sinking funds, and we're not doing anything for the savings. Not this week, at least. This week was a slow week. Our last week was a slow week, so this week stuffing the envelopes is just going to be the bare essentials. Bare essentials. So now that I have this all written out, what I am going to do is I'm going to now move over to my actual wallet so that we can sit there and I can start stuffing the cash into the envelope. Okay, so I'm back. Now, this is a very popular cash envelope wallet. This is the Filofax. I got this. I've been doing cash budgeting for about 2-3 years now, and it's worked out tremendously for me. So I got this wallet just, I think, if not last year, the year before last. And I love this one envelope, this wallet. This wallet's been great. I love my envelopes. My envelopes are a little bit bigger than what most normal people's envelopes would be, but that's because normally I stuff so much cash in these envelopes. I need them to be a little bit bigger just for the fact that they get a little bit bulkier, and also just the fact that I'm a bit of a tomboy, so this is the only thing I carry around. Like, I don't carry it in a purse and stuff like that, so I be slinging this thing around, so it needs to be a little bit rough and tough, these envelopes, to handle me. But so I already pulled this part out, and this is the binder part that holds all the envelopes that I take with me on a daily basis. I also have my cards. I do still carry my cards with me and my identification inside this wallet. I just do not use them. I've gotten to the point where I'm so disciplined, I very rarely ever pull out my cards. And then also, I just make sure to, I can't do it. So I got into the cash envelope budgeting due to the fact that I'm one of those people. If I have cash, it's harder for me to spend it. But if I have a card, I'm swiping. So that works out for me perfectly when I just sit there and I have the money inside my wallet. It makes it so much easier for me to just sit there and say, do I really need this or do I not need this? But with the card, I'm just swiping, not really paying attention, and things can go left really quickly. Okay, so I have my little breakdown sheet that I make for myself. I actually have a paper in my binder that helps me break down everything. But I can do a review of my actual binder, like the pages that I make for myself in my binder, just so that you guys can see exactly what I do. But this is just like my own personal use. And I also do use like people like the Budgeting Mom. I like, getting some of my stickers and stuff from different YouTubers that I follow. So I do some of this stuff on my own, but then I also sometimes just don't feel like doing it, so then I'll just buy it. It just depends on how I feel that week. Okay, so for gas, I started over. So these are just temporary because I actually do have trackers that I have for each and every single one of my envelopes to include all of my sinking funds as well. But for right now, I'm starting over on just some card stock. This is actually a index card. I'm just gonna start over on these until I can get that all situated. I'm gonna use my red pen for this one. And for gas, we're doing 320s, but the amount is going to be 60. And it's getting added. And the balance is going to be 60. So I really like during this time, I really feel like I am blessed enough to be able to rely on gig economy. It does worry me because of the virus about being out there and exposing myself to people. Luckily, most people are like at the point where they do not want to even see you. So they ask you to leave their stuff, and I'm sanitizing like crazy, but they just ask you to leave their stuff at the door. So this is my groceries. I have an actual gift card in there for Walmart for whenever, but Walmart's so crowded, I do not go to that store at all. Not right now, I don't. Go to one of those smaller grocery stores, but I am not heading into Walmart at this time just because there's so many people just walking around Walmart. And in my state, they don't have it set where they've already closed off all the non-essential areas. So people are just in there just taking field trips with their kids to Walmart. So this is 60 for groceries, I'm sorry. I do not expect myself actually even using not even 20 of this because I'm pretty well stocked. But we shall see. Okay, nothing for laundry this week. And that's the thing with my cards is that when I made these real quick, I forgot to put the date on them. Whereas my regular expense trackers for each envelope says the date. So I'm gonna have to go back through and write the date on these, but I'm not worried about it too much right now. So for personal, I have just 120 going in for personal. Sorry, I know I'm off camera filling out these trackers and stuff. I'm just trying to just get it done. These are elephants on my envelope. Oh, I gotta relaminate. I've had these envelopes now for over a year, so I probably might do some new ones. But they're my favorite animal, the elephant. So if you anything that's gonna have me dealing with it is going to have elephants. So Yaya, she is getting 10. And she needs just a little bit more than the boys do. Just because, you know, she's a girl. There's some things more that she needs than the boys need. Okay, then we have Freddie. And that's my oldest boy. Eldest boy, oldest boy. I don't sometimes know how to say that word. Or say it the proper way. He's gonna get 5. The boys, normally I don't need much for them. He's gonna be 11 soon. He doesn't really need much. He does have a violin fund that you guys will see later on. Probably like next week or the week after. You guys might see that fund coming up because so far this week I'm on track to be at least about 500 or 600 cash out for next week. So we shall see. Okay, big boy. We have 5 for big boy. And big boy is my youngest child, but he is a big boy. That's what we call him, big boy. No, he's solid. He's 4, and he is bigger than most 5 and 6 year olds his age. It's kind of crazy. Like, he's tall. Nothing for miscellaneous. Okay, and so I can put that up and to the side. And so now I have my tax envelope, and they're not labeled right now. and I shall label them. My tax envelopes are going to be a little bit bigger. Okay, so my tax envelopes, the story behind these is that originally I was really into putting everything in the Happy Planner, all my envelopes, everything. Well, I learned very quickly that, you know, it's easier for me to carry around a wallet than to carry around a Happy Planner. So I have a bunch of these made up for my savings envelopes and my tax envelopes, because those envelopes are going to get the most money in them. I also have set up bank accounts so that once these envelopes get to a certain amount, the money comes out of this and it goes into the bank account. Quarterly, I have to pay my taxes for my for all of my 1099 income. So every 3 months I'm making a payment to the IRS and to the state. And so these stay in for 3 months, and then they just go straight to the into my account so I can pay the state. But then my savings envelopes, they get to, there's a certain amount that a certain amount I've set, and once that amount gets met in each envelope, I then pull the money out, put it in my bank account that is corresponding to that savings account, and then I just keep it on the tracker exactly how much I just deposited into the bank, how much should be in those accounts, and just keep going from there. So for the federal IRS, we are looking at 73, so 3 20s, 110, and 3 1s. Okay, so that should be 20, 40, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 73. So 73, there are no trackers in these right now because I've had to redo everything. So I will be adding trackers to these for next week. So 73. And then for my state, I am looking at 14. So I've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. State envelope is going to get 14. So all in all of my envelopes are taken care of. I will keep track of like how much I'm spending in gas. I usually don't have to fill up too much, but now that I am back, like I said, doing the gig economy work, we will see if 60 will hold up for this week. I normally do about 80 to 100 each week, so we'll see exactly what holds up. And because that gets paid up for out of the gig economy work, that's usually what works out. Like I said before, I am a veteran, and so my disability pay from my veterans pay, and then also my massage work pay usually pays all the majority of my bills. So right now my VA pay pays the majority of my bills, but due to the fact that I'm now losing out on massage income, I will be using some I will be using some of my gig economy work to sit there and pay for some of my bills that was being paid for with the massage income. So my trackers are my papers, my paycheck trackers and stuff will change up a little bit for each week that I need that for. But for the most part, I normally only each week just need to set cash envelopes, sinking funds, savings, and taxes with the money I make throughout the week, because for the most part, my VA pay pays for everything else. And I'm one of those people, I don't have anything excessive. I don't need it. So I have no cable. We're about to get internet, but I can afford to add that on. I don't do anything like, don't have a whole bunch of crazy bills and stuff. My phone bill is pretty low and all that other stuff. So as the time goes on and this YouTube channel goes on, I'll be able to share more about my financial journey. I'm also working on paying down debt and getting into a home. So I will be taking you guys on that journey with me, as well as on the business side. I can start, once the coronavirus is over, start showing you guys my businesses, how I handle my business expenses, because I have a whole budgeting, a whole separate budgeting for my businesses than I do for my household. So I have another binder for budgeting. I have a different way that I pay for everything that I have to use when it comes to my businesses. And so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you want to keep following me, you can go ahead and subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. Leave me comments. Let me know what I can improve on, what you would like to see, what all I can do. Thank you very much. Bye.